Hi guys, welcome back to another Traders Lounge video. Here with Atif again today. Now, market's been pretty boring this sort of week or two. So today what we're going to do, we're going to sort of touch on what we went on last week about our trend trading, for the guys who did see last week's video. If not, make sure you do go watch. So yeah, today we're going to go over when to sort of spot an end of a trend, so we can spot some reasons and ways around to be able to just literally close our trades, take our profit, or start to manage our trades. Now, what Atif's going to go over, like I said, just literally to when to spot an end of a trend coming, so then you can literally just close your trades and move on. So all of a sudden we don't sort of get called and we start losing money on a trade that we've been up in profit. So it's more just risk managing your trades, when to close them, and just literally and take the profit, and then that's it. So I'll let Atif take over, so we can just literally sort of go over that and sort of escalate, and then yeah. So Atif, what can you see, mate?
Okay. So the first chart we're looking at is dollar Swiss, and this is the daily chart. You can see this really nice bullish move over here. Now, what I usually do at the sort of start of the move is identify a really strong resistance level on the higher time frame. So if we zoom out here, you can see I've identified this resistance level here. You can see these swing highs, and so this is your monthly, weekly resistance levels, and I just leave that highlighted as just something to watch out for.
So it's good to be aware, so you know when price goes to that level again, we've been there before, and if price rejects it, it's sort of a reason to go short or whatever.
Exactly, and this is on the daily chart, but we look at taking advantage of this move on the smaller time frame. So this is the 1 hour chart here, and you can see these lovely cycles, bounces of the 20 moving average, which you highlighted last week, with your trend trading. And when you look at these cycles, you see the phase 1, phase 2, phase 1, phase 2, and it continues like that. See this phase 2 over here?
Yeah.
This is deeper than the previous phase 2. So that's a signal, as we're approaching the resistance level, the sellers are starting to come in more.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so that's when you should start being a bit more cautious with your trades. If you've bought here, then either reduce your risk or stop buying.
Brilliant. When
you start seeing this. This is the sort of holiday period, so there wasn't any sort of movement here. This last sort of move here is what we call as exhaustion, and it usually happens at the end of the move.
Okay.
So we see these buyers here. It looks really bullish, but a bullish move right at the end of the move is known as exhaustion. So again, that's another signal to look for, that the trend is coming to an end or potentially changing as well. So if you want to continue buying, that should be your last buy point here, because look over here, as soon as it hit that resistance level, we've seen a reversal candle here, and another one here, and price sunk, and look what's happened since then.
Yeah.
Buyers and sellers are battling it out when we have consolidation now.
Brilliant. Yeah, I love it.
So that was dollar Swiss. The second one I wanted to look at is New Zealand Swiss. This is on the 4 hour, so we looked at daily before. We can do the same on smaller time frames as well. On the 4 hour, we can see this sort of resistance level here to watch out for. Again, drop down to the 1 hour, and we're taking advantage of this move here. And you can see it hasn't cycled much off the 20, but you can see this nice move here, which you would have taken.
Yeah. And
as we approach the resistance level, we see this deep phase 2 here. Sellers coming in, buyers losing steam, and as soon as you hit it, look what's happened subsequently.
Hitting this and just coming back down.
It's coming back down. We've got consolidations, buyers and sellers battling it out. End of a trend, potentially changing to potentially changing trend. And as you can see over here, sellers smash through the resistance, small retest, and sellers take control. Okay,
brilliant. Yeah, so I actually went over this pair on the webinar last night for the VIP guys, New Zealand dollar Swiss. Now, it's like Atif said, always be aware, and the first thing you should sort of look at when you're analysing the chart is look for where price has been recently, if there's any support resistance, so then we know if price goes back to that level, it's near that level, we can then work around it. So like I said, it's good, and what Atif said, it's good to spot that resistance or support level and then work off it, because like I said on this pair, price just continuously hitting his head and then sinking back down. So lovely analysis there, Atif. And it's like I said, guys, obviously if you didn't watch the video last week, that was due with, well, that was obviously going through trend trading. And now what we're trying to let you guys be aware of and spot is the end of a trend and obviously a change of direction. So like I said, guys, obviously go back and watch last week's video. If not, I hope you all have a good rest of the week. Remember, guys, NFP tomorrow, so be aware of that. Try stay away of that day. But if not, next week, obviously Monday bank holiday, but after Monday, Tuesday onwards, hopefully we can start taking more advantages off the chart.